Greetings, individuals! The reason I haven't posted in quite a moment is that I've been going through a rough patch, and if you're wondering how rough, I've started journaling. Anyway, hear me out. Try this exercise. Look in the mirror. What do you see? Now, stay with me. Close your eyes and imagine what you would like to see when you open them again. Now open. Disappointment. I have a theory. What if I told you you're not the wrong person, you are just at the wrong location? Not in a physical sense. There's a certain set of characteristics, knowledge, skills, and assets that you have, and there is a certain set of those that you wish you had. If we think of this set as coordinates in the space of the human potential, it becomes clear that there is a path between those 2 points, and there are infinitely many of those paths, some longer, some shorter. The title of this video is Engineering an Engineer, which is exactly what it sounds like. Today, we're going to figure out how to make a real engineer out of this wannabe poser with the technical qualifications of a bowl of buckwheat. Let's start by familiar. I cannot pronounce that word. Let's start by familiarizing you with what we're working with here. I went through 3 distinct stages in my life. I started out as something called an antisocial gremlin. My main hobby was maladaptive daydreaming, and anybody who dared to disturb me would get injured. You know how in the Big Bang Theory, Penny said that if she saw a child, she wouldn't throw a rock at it? I would. Eventually, I morphed into a common asocial autist. The maladaptive daydreaming continued, however, I grew much more tolerable of other people existing. When triggered, my go-to weapon was projectile furniture, but in my defense, my crash outs were usually valid. Now that I've matured into a dysfunctional retard, and yes, I can say that word, I have 2 pieces of paper, one signed by a psychologist and the other by a neurologist, explicitly allowing me to say that, I realize I might be doing this existing thing wrong. I don't feel like I'm humaning very humanly, if you catch my drift. Anyway, I basically went from being evil to being lame, and now I'm just lazy. The point is, I'm not and have never been the person that I wish I was. So who do I want to be, and how do I become that person? Which direction should I be moving? Now, as previously stated, I have started journaling, and the purpose of this journal is to stop fantasizing and start making strategic moves. Okay, Sasha, you're an adult, you need to calm down. What the hell? The camera is no longer aligned, but whatever. Anyway. Now I know I might never become my dream self, but even a little step in that direction is going to be an improvement. So, I'm gonna do that. The most essential part was to identify and organize all my goals and aspirations because, well, I have a lot of them. Many unrelated things interest me, such as abstract mathematics, Austro-Hungarian locomotive manufacturing, and pagan folktales. Origin here. Education and career have to come first, of course, because, well, existing is quite expensive if you haven't noticed. My dream job would be a mechatronics systems engineer. Not an office plankton, but one that is on-site, actively participating in prototyping, testing, or manufacturing. I've outlined all the areas I should have at least a surface-level competency in by the time I graduate. I already have a good foundation, so I think it's realistic. Or perhaps I'm delusional. Time will tell. My most important aspiration in life is that I want to build an airplane. Why? 'Cause it's awesome. And if this doesn't cure my imposter syndrome, nothing will. Secondly, I want to express my identity through music and fashion. A quality of mine that I take pride in is that I've always been I cannot pronounce words today. Any day, actually. A quality of mine that I take great pride in is that I've always been unapologetically myself. You can probably tell. Sadly, my particular style doesn't seem to exist, so I will invent it. Some of my smaller goals include things like learning to fix electronics and machinery, becoming fluent in Romanian and Hungarian, mastering a martial art, and writing a book. Gotta turn all that maladaptive daydreaming into something useful. In my journal, I have optimized a system that works best for me. I'm going to break up my life into chapters, each a few months long. In each chapter, I will be focusing on different goals. Smaller goals that will get me closer to my bigger goals. I will be documenting my journey here on YouTube if you're interested. I want to leave you with this question. What are you going to do today for tomorrow? Bye guys. Pe curând!